Oh, I didn't know if there was going to be any music or anything. It's not. Well, what is up, everybody? You are tuning into Horizontal Refreshments podcast, the wettest podcast around. We are back. It's summertime, and we are live, and we are ready. And if you didn't know, my name is Jamal P.
Molly Mall. And
Refresh, short and sweet. Just for today.
all right, and I guess I'm introducing myself. Is that what we're doing? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we'll let our what's the word? Because I mean, it's not just a guest at this point. Is a unofficial whatever member of the show, whatever our special guest. Special guest,
member of the
special
show.
host, whatever, get into it.
Right. Okay. Well, I am Buddha, the one and only. I'm here with you beautiful people, ready to talk some shit. So, what we got going on today?
Yeah, so we got a lot going on today, and we'll definitely get into that. But I guess before we get into some of that, let's check in. How's everybody doing? What has summer been given? We're in July now, July 3rd. The best month of the year for obvious reasons. But yeah, how's everybody's summer?
Cancers. It's literally, and that's so crazy. It's nothing but cancers on this screen right now.
Yeah.
That says a lot.
Yeah. So how has y'all summer been? What has it been given?
It's been giving awesomeness. For years I kept saying I had a birthday curse, but I will say that the last 2-3 couple years or so or whatever, my birthday curse is null and void.
Period.
And my birthday been going really, really well so far. I'm really happy. I got kidnapped, or I'm getting kidnapped after the show tonight to party some more. I'm a little inebriated already. I've been drinking all day.
Yes.
And bringing my 31st tomorrow. So
just in case I don't see you, happy motherfucking birthday.
thank you.
Okay. I hope you have a good time. I'm actually going to be out there myself.
Where you gonna be?
Aren't
Because we
y'all
want to
going
see
to
the
the Big Bang?
fireworks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why I'm gonna make my way on out there.
I'm gonna give you my number. Text me.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be all on the head screen all night.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Performance
it's
after-
definitely giving that.
Yeah.
It's giving that. Yeah, I mean, summer has been.
Be here because he's supposed to be next to me, shaking that ass.
I know. Soon, very soon,
Next
in
weekend.
a lot of ways. We got a lot of stuff going on. Shit, really, this week. So, it's cancer season, and it feels right. Summer is coming in. I feel like in all the best ways. There's obviously been a lot of life stuff that has happened for many of us, and me included. But I'm happy and shit. Summer's been good. Summer's been cute. So
That's good. Yeah, my summer has been pretty good. Just getting ready for this birthday. I'm gonna be the oldest in the bunch, 35.
You lie.
Swear to God, I'll be 35, babes.
You lie.
Thank you. That's the comment I was waiting on. No, but I'll say that, not to get all deep about it, but if you've been around me, I like to throw a lot of parties and have a lot of fun, especially on my birthday.
Right.
It's not going to not change, it's going to be a little more intimate, but I've been in a space of just kind of centering myself around people, as I said before, that make me feel like I'm accepted and not tolerated.
Hell yeah.
And a lot of people, whether they know or not, have been making me kind of feel like that. And I'm a very strong person, so I don't like when people kind of have that type of hold on me. So, yeah, I've been focusing my space around that, and it's been a good thing, So,
yeah, I mean, absolutely. And as another person, I'm a firm believer in celebrating, oneself, especially on your birthday, because it's like, why not? You're supposed to. And I got my party coming up, and I was, saying in, some of the group chats, this was I was a little generous with, the invite.
You said that last time.
I did. It's less of the shade because, my stuff, I mean, I have a huge, group of friends, and even though it's huge, a lot of them are very, very close and near dear people. But I definitely invited, individuals who like I'm cool with, maybe don't hang out with all the time, but I was like, okay, well, let's see, how this goes. There is paid security that will be present. In case,
Wait,
Mhm.
you have six.
Yeah.
Oh, this is
Yeah.
Bash.
In case-
This is the first time you had that at your
It is
party, right?
It's the first time. It's less of the feeling of needing it, but it's more of like, in case somebody needs to be escorted out or someone decides to bring an uninvited guest or not have a conversation with me, and they will be.
I'm gonna make sure I'm on my best behavior then.
Yeah, no, you'll be fine. The people, but you know how people like to play and bring people to stuff that they weren't invited to, and I don't play that. And
I don't. What it is a lot of people think because Maul is so calm and quiet that he's like a pushover kind of dude. And really, me and Akeem say this all the time. Like he's the one out of the three of us you really don't want to fish. Like he's the real wild boy of the bunch.
I go back to it. It's a cancer thing, like it's on and off. Like either you cool, I'm cool with you, and we good, or bitch around.
Yeah, because it's less.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's less. Because I feel like everything has a time to place, and when it comes to like these type of events, these are generally and for me really important times to celebrate myself. So it's just like I feel like if you are bringing somebody to something or not even having a conversation or even trying to just you don't you're clearly you don't respect me enough, and that shows that, and you're treating my space as basically the club, because the club is you bring whatever, but like this is that, this is that. So if you're doing that, that lets me know that like you don't respect me in my space, and I'm big on my space. So yeah,
I'm still taken back by the security, but I'm happy. I'm excited for it. It's always a good time there. So
super excited.
Yeah. And if any of y'all interested, actually the team that's doing, Wanye, little Wanye, he has his own security company. So
which one? Who?
Steve's friend, Wanye, the little one. You would know if you see him, like little beard.
Oh, I almost said something, but I know who you're talking about. Oh, I almost said something, but yeah.
So yeah, he owns his own security company.
All right, come on. I don't know who is a little small self-protecting, but okay.
He might know some tricks or something.
Okay.
That's like you gotta get a pay me, but
right. Pay a couple cancers, which we gonna regulate.
Right.
Anybody get out of pocket.
Right.
Yes. But yes, we are here, and as obviously as people roll in and Donnie rolls in, if I know today, we are tapping into, I think a very relatable subject, for anyone in life and in our experiences, but it is around boundaries and ex-partners, and what does that look like, and what are healthy boundaries, and what should you do, what shouldn't you do, and really tap into our experiences and also where we're at now in that, because I think we probably all have much to say on this and what this looks like. So
I came to be petty, so
so I guess anyone can start. I'll ask maybe a question of like, what do those boundaries look like with an ex-partner? Should you be communicating with a partner? Should you not? Do things take time? Does time heal things? Can you actually be friends with an ex? All of that.
I think it starts with how the relationship was in the first place. Like I'm big on loyalty. So if we had a relationship where I felt like I could have a conversation with you and just be open and all that before we fell out, I will hope you respect me enough to have that same type of feeling when we break up. Like it's no bad blood. It's just and this is when it comes to like ex-partners or spouses. Like there's no bad blood, but if you respect me all this time, I would feel like if we fall out and you were respecting me before we fell out, then you really didn't respect me prior to. Right. You couldn't have, because why would you think that was okay to just either cross boundaries or change up how you move around me and things like that.
Right.
And especially again if we have not had that conversation. So to just dissect what that is after the fact.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of like my 2 cents on that.
Yeah. I guess for me, like only one of my exes in particular, I would say I'm actually like friends with. Like if I was to see him like in public or some shit, I would really speak and chop it up with him and everything. I would introduce him to my husband, everything, because like we didn't end on bad terms. It was like he just couldn't get his shit together, and I had my shit together for my age, so I wasn't about to sit around and wait for him to get it together and none of that. But it wasn't like he cheated, he lied, or anything crazy.
Just different spaces,
right? It was just we was on some different shit. So to this day, we still cool. Like we friends on Facebook or whatever. I happy birthday to your kid. Ooh, your baby mama is beautiful. Whatever. But with some other ones where it's like, like
out of sight, out of mind.
Right.
I've had one ex that was like that, and we were cool. Like broke up. Things weren't. It was actually like my last main ex, but we were cool after we broke up. We were still able to like just be cool, just be friends. Like it didn't work out, but he didn't like disrespect me at first. But he didn't like when we broke up. He didn't disrespect me. He still came over. We still kicked it, all that. And I feel like that's how it should be. Like because I know in a relationship I want to have a friend. I'm sorry.
Right.
And if we're not friends before we start, then I know we're not gonna be friends before when we end. And all of my exes were pretty much like that, except for this. Before the situation happened, he was the only person that I felt like I could do that with. And it's messed up because I'm again such a loyal person, like very loyal to a fault. And when man, and when it goes on the other end, it really just challenges how you move with people moving forward.
Hell yeah.
Especially when it's somebody that you really have a tie to, because I've had exes that I've had long relationships with, but it was easy to just let them go when we were done. But I've had other relationships where I kind of hate that it ended that way, And again, we were still cool, but I'm just big on loyalty, and it sometimes boggles my mind how people can just switch up that easily, like really switch up that easily. I never understand that.
Man.
I never understand that. Like it again makes me just think like, who are you?
Yeah, and I think that do be the challenging part, and I think there are as I hear some of that, like I can I feel all types of ways because like I can agree with that from understanding that, and then I feel like a lot of times my breakups and what tends to happen is because I mean we're all different, everybody moves different. I don't think there technically is a right or wrong way to maybe to handle it or to move after, especially when you're out of it. You just try to protect your own peace and be in a and just try to live, and that does look different without hurting the other person or things like that. And I think breakups can be really tough to navigate. One, just in general. Two, in a LGBTQ plus community, and then even more in a Black gay community, and even more in a Milwaukee Black community.
That's the one.
So it continues to get harder, and as someone who is dated within that community, each time looked very different, but it proved to be this unique thing to navigate because most breakups, or even just in, let's just say, straight people, when you break up with someone, you generally probably don't see them anymore, or you're not in the same networks of people or spaces or things like that. Versus like I potentially could see I was in the space with both exes at one point, and that's not the saying that's a problem, but sometimes it's not like ideal either, especially when you're.
I was actually gonna say that is a problem for me. Well, like not to go back to that one, but the last ex. Oh well, looky. Look who
came in on that helicopter.
Johnny come lately. You did.
Oh, yes, I came from a Economo walk. I got a Instacart order, and I did not realize it was an Economo walk. So I had to.
Which I hope he
take
tipped
it.
you well.
They did.
Oh,
They gave me
okay.
$25 tip. So
What?
$25 tip.
Ow, that'll do it.
So yeah,
That'll
it
do
was
it.
worth it. But I'm like, shit, I'm gonna be late.
But welcome.
Thank you. You welcome me to my own podcast.
I sure am. I'm the unofficial member.
Did you open the show?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
Sorry. I should. I mean, if I knew, I would have.
With that, I mean, you probably would have better at that than us. That's why we leave that to Jamal.
Oh,
So.
no, Jamal did.
We don't like do it. Oh, Jamal did.
Yeah, Jamal did. He
Okay.
did.
Period.
No, but like to go back to what I was saying, like I've only had one ex where I had to go through what you were going through, as far as like seeing him and being around, being in different same spaces with him. Like it was the most annoying thing ever. And prior to that, like my exes weren't in the community, so I didn't have to worry about that. So when we broke up, we just broke up. Like,
Oh, that must be a cancer thing.
what you mean?
Like feeling a way about seeing your ex. Like,
See, if you were here,
okay,
for
come on, give me.
yeah, because I feel like prior to that, what we were saying is that, how does those boundaries look like when you guys break up and prior to or whatever? And I pretty much said, like, if it starts like right when the relationship starts, like if you have a communication and he respects you or he or she respects you prior to y'all break up, then you won't have to worry about being awkward in those spaces, you know. And I'm not an awkward person, so I'm going to say hi. I'm not going to be like that. But if you're going to give me that energy, I'm going to be like, all right.
It depends on the time we broke up. Because, well, I haven't had a bad breakup in, a long time. So I literally can speak to all my exes with no issue. Even the ones that I had a bad breakup with is water under the bridge at this point. But it really depends on why we broke up. Like if there was cheating involved, or if it was like it was a physically abusive relationship. Like I ain't got nothing to say to you, partner.
No
But,
shame.
You know, just typical. Like we just decided to go separate ways. It's no reason for me to shade you when I see
and
you.
I think that's the best example that you gave, because it was the same with me. Like again, I'm out of sight, out of mind if you do some shit like cheating or lying. You know, I'm out of sight, out of mind. When we done. Even if we are in the same space.
That part, I literally will make it awkward for everybody because I will speak to everybody but that person.
Yeah.
And
Good morning. Good morning.
You know.
Good morning. Not you.
Right, not you. You can show. That's very much the energy that we be having.
Every time. It's so bad. I'm typically like on his ass and do the exact same thing.
Put your hand on your hip like, and what?
And it's funny because
Yeah,
I remember one ex in particular, we did that too because he lied on us and said that we tried to set him up for something that we never set him up for. And he had his brothers looking for me, and I was like, okay,
oh my God.
when I see you, I'm gonna beat your ass or whatever. So I did. I ran into him. You remember that club Rumor?
Oh, that was a long time ago.
Yes. That was in 2013.
Oh wow.
So it was my 22nd birthday. We fought in that club. And yes. And then I guess he thought that since we had our round that like we beef over. No, bitch.
How come I never saw you in there? Maybe I just wasn't paying attention because I was Rumors a lot.
But I didn't meet you until 2015.
True.
So if you saw, you wouldn't know if you saw me in there, and I wouldn't know if I saw you in there because we didn't know each other, you know. So, but yeah, like with that particular ex, it was all bad energy. All
I never
and I know all his friends.
I was still like, no, fuck you. Like,
yeah, I feel that though. That's that cancer.
yes.
It's like with y'all when it comes to y'all friends, like do y'all feel like when your friend break up, you break up?
It depends.
It depends.
Depends.
It does depend.
On what the other
It's Jamal.
Because I guess we
smirk.
like, I guess I'm big on morality, you know. So I would want a friend that's gonna like hold me accountable for that I do. If you were wrong in that shit, friend, you were wrong. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna break up. I probably won't talk to him because I know it's gonna make you uncomfortable. As my friend, I respect that. But if we already have a benefit, you know that it ain't nothing like we sleeping together or anything like that, then why should I have to break that up? That's between y'all. And again, it depends on the situation, yeah.
Right.
And it also depends on the situation.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm like trying to put myself in it. If you know anything would happen to her, like, okay, did he beat your ass to a bloody pulp, or did y'all just amicably decide that it wasn't working anymore.
Or was you starting the shit and you wanted me to be on your side?
Right. Yeah,
Again, reality.
yeah, and that's where
Yeah.
I think some of that gets like challenging. Those are some of those like potential challenges that we were kind of alluding to with like being in community or having mutual friends and stuff like that. I mean, clearly with both of my ex-partners, very ingrained with parts of my life and networks of my friends and people, and whether they do them already and continue relationships after that or didn't. But I think it could definitely be fine. It could be healthy. I think as long as I think who you're like loyal to and stuff like that, and I think that will always show. And even when things get bad, which let's just think about my last situation and the social media antics that were occurring. And, I was fine, but my people definitely checked in on me. It was just like, what is going on, or like whatever, things like that. But
Don't worry.
So like,
Speak for you.
so my question to you, and it's maybe it's personal. It may be personal. It may not be personal to you, but I want to ask you, Jamal. You've had a couple instances in this community where you've been in those spaces. And I know for me, on the other side, I've only had one, and it was not okay. Like, I just could not. I'll say in my specific situation, if I couldn't necessarily like deal. So how did you?
I mean, I deal because like I know. I mean, both breakups were very different, and both of them, as hard as they were, especially with the last one, really was not on bad terms and never was, and it was fine. Things just got weird and bad and good and whatever post breakup, which was annoying, but I just deal with it because like I'm fine, and I think that's what it is. Just like I'm fine, I know I'm fine, and the only reason that this might be weird or awkward or feeling like a whatever is because the other person and
I it does for the most part.
Yeah, so I just have to pay a dust or just continue to be good or be fine.
I feel him on that. I mean, I've been
It ain't me.
in there. You get dust. And I hate the back and forth. The 1 minute you hate me, then you checking on me the next day. How's your
Figure it out.
Yes.
Figure it out.
I don't have time. And I also feel like when people break up, I don't like when, like, let's say for instance, me and Brittany obviously been friends for a long time. So you entered into the relationship knowing that Brittany was my friend. And I don't have an issue with you maintaining a friendship with Brittany. However, don't make the basis of your friendship me.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like every time you around her, you asking her about updates for me, or you want to talk shit about me, fuck him, whatever you feel, or you want to bring up the relationship in whatever capacity. That's weird.
I was gonna say that's actually very weird. Like
weird. Yeah.
My number ain't changed. You can ask
Right.
me if I answer.
That part.
Because you don't deserve that answer. But
I feel like when you involve people like I have had someone involve my mother at one point. Like I don't feel like people who are not a part of the relationship should not be involved in the intricate details of it, unless it was really something that really everybody should know. Which to me, it have to be extreme for it have to be getting your ass beat. You know what I'm saying? To me, be honest, I wouldn't walk around saying nobody cheated on me to everybody. If I did, it would be like, oh, girl, he cheated. So next guy, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I guess for some other people, that's like a bigger deal to me.
And that's the problem. Like that kind of happened to me, and in retaliation, I couldn't handle that. Like, again, I'm big on loyalty. So when you do shit, true or not, like again, if we had a relationship where we talked about how stuff is just secretive towards each other, don't wait until we break up and now you want to be spiteful. Like, because I'll play that game.
Two can play the game.
I will play that game.
But usually, if from my experience, the person that's doing all of that tends to look a little bit more unhinged. Yeah, like it's you making everything about me for me, and me going about my life, and me smiling every day, and me continuing to progress every day.
Participate. Only one of y'all look like an idiot.
That part.
Well, I guess I was looking like an idiot at one point too.
Yeah, but you grow and you learn from it.
I'm not. This is not me saying I've never participated.
Right.
Because I know for me, I definitely have. And again, I'm not big on people just testing my loyalty. I've never had that happen ever. And so when it happened, I just didn't know how to handle that. And
when you deal with something for the first time, can nobody really tell you how? They can tell you how to handle it, but they can't really tell you how to feel.
Yeah.
Because when something happens to you the first time, child,
and it was the first time, and not to make it about me, but like it took me almost 2 years to get over that shit. It was so detrimental. Like at least to me, it was very detrimental. I never had nobody disrespect me like that. I felt like I was whole.
Ooh, we don't like that feeling.
And I don't like that feeling.
I don't like that feeling.
Like, bitch, it made me want to find you and beat your ass every time I see you.
Yeah.
Every time I see
Let me
you.
where the camp. Every time I see you.
Yeah, and then it gets tricky even with like those boundaries because like people have different ideas of like what is okay, what's boundaries, what's like, disrespect, what's not. And maybe we can get into that because like
how you be friends with somebody and not know they damn boundaries?
That's what I was gonna say.
So even though we might have different ideas, you know what mine are.
You already know.
I'm talking about post breakup, like what we're talking about, like because clearly let's just
because like you and I have had conversations, transparent moment. I have said I don't give a fuck if Jamal slept with any of my exes after I've dated them. Because to me, they're trash. They're gone. I don't want them no more. The only person I'd be caring about is the most recent one. So when me and Jamal started our friendship, I had just broken up with the person that y'all knew me to be with before, for real. So I had broken up with him, and I was like, I wouldn't want you to talk to him, but all them other people.
Yeah. But that's even clear, like laid out. So I think even what I was talking about is like, let's just talk about the things that were happening, or things that we've also talked about in our breakup type of situations of like, okay, well, you're single and you can do whatever you want, whatever. And for some people that they, an ex or whatever still might feel like, okay, you can't do this, or this is still a boundary, or you shouldn't be doing this.
But that's the thing. Like if a conversation has been had prior to, then don't let us breaking up change that. Stop being spiteful, get over yourself and move around. Like, and then and to go back to what you were saying, like y'all had that conversation. Yeah. It would be weird if y'all had that conversation. He ended up being with somebody that you already said that you don't give a fuck about, and you still feel a way about it. That's weird to me. Like, we just had
don't say mean what you say. Say what you mean.
Say what you mean.
Yeah, I've had it happen. I actually became friends with someone that was dating the person that I had dated a few relationships ago, and it didn't faze me. I've seen my exes out with other people. And I know him. It's only happened to me one time where it was a guy and I had just broke up with this person and we were on like a 6-month break and we ended up getting back together. But it was a guy that was like asking me about advice for this relationship that he was in that he had just started. And I did not know it was the guy that I broke up with. So I got canned from the college because I fought him at the college. So he was like, no, I don't. No. This is like not no more. This is 2015.
I'm gonna give you a high five on here because bitch, you ain't wrong.
Like, don't be in my face as trying to establish a friendship with me. Whole time, I just broke up with this person, and you're trying to ask me for advice because you with the person that I just broke up with. Like, that's disrespectful, and you know that. So
it's weird. People are weird.
But the crazy part is when we fought, we jumped them, and I'm not even gonna hold you like we did because I had asked him about it because my ex ended up telling me.
Wait. So the person that you jumped, the person that asked you for advice was with you when you all jumped the boy?
No, the person that asked me for the advice is the person that I jumped because I had gotten back with my ex, and that night we went out. He was like, "Oh, he been trying to." I was like, "Oh, because he been acting all friendly with me, like he's trying to establish a friendship." So I walked up to him. It was like,
you got
what's
some weird friendships that you could have jumped me and we've been friends.
We're not friends anymore. I don't even think this person lives here anymore. We're not friends anymore. But it's the principle for me. Like I said, if it's the most recent person, don't try me. And these days, I'm not trying to fight. I'm trying to go places in life. But I will cut people off like a motherfucker and silently. I ain't even gotta talk to you, tell you nothing. Bye, bitch. You'll never hear from me again.
Yeah.
Feel that.
Yeah, and I don't disagree with any of that. And I think even still, maybe I'm maybe trying to be still more clear about what I was saying because I get that, and I'm trying to like be as open, but also like I guess respectful or whatever, and try not to give names. But like, I'm talking about, I mean, potentially both of my situations or last situation, and like, and because for some people or for that person or whatever, how I'm moving post breakup is not.
Why do you care, really? First off, like, why do you care? Let's get into that. You know, I always say that people that spend so much time in other people's business post breakup don't even know what the fuck they want to do with their life. If you was busy doing what you need to do with yourself, you wouldn't give a fuck about what I'm doing over here.
Yeah,
it wouldn't even be on your tempo.
That's true. If you were busy, booked and busy, you would have other things to
go
do.
Get booked and
My thing
busy.
is, I've been in a situation where I haven't been booked and busy during a breakup, but I looked like I was booked and busy because I'm not finna be like I gotta do something to keep me sane. Like, what the fuck? I don't want to be looked at as that guy groveling for the guy that don't want him. Like, I would never beg or make myself look like I'm begging. I don't even beg in real life and relationships that I'm in. Like, I'm not begging nobody to do nothing. So I'm not begging, especially for nobody back, if they've already shown me that they don't want to be in a relationship with me.
Absolutely.
I'm good, bro.
Yeah.
It's somebody for everybody.
Yeah, and it's hard, and it's less about like, you know, at least my shit is nothing is nothing like, you know, not that you didn't love or care about a person, but it's just like you also have to know what's best for you, and sometimes that is like tough. I mean, breakups are like deaths, and
it definitely is.
And
then speaking on that topic, like people handle death differently.
Absolutely.
So I don't want to hear shit about, oh, this person moved on too quickly. You don't know what companionship means for this person and why they may have moved on, what you deem as quickly. But on the other hand, you are crying every day and unhealthy stalking me. So I mean, if you want to, I mean, they both have their pros and cons. You know, but me personally, I'm not stalking nobody.
Yeah, I'm like, the problem is you, in my opinion. Like, again, why are you so in my face? Don't you got bills to pay? Like, go do that.
Go do something. Go do something that pays you. Mind the business that pays you.
Yes, absolutely.
Right. Yeah, but that's what I was ultimately getting at. Less of the friendship boundaries, because that's clear. It's clear for me.
Well,
not for everybody.
I mean, no, yeah, that's very clear.
Not for everybody.
I don't know which one of these. I think I'm gonna just go with Brittany's because y'all. Richard is.
You know I'm ready, bitch. You know I've been waiting on this.
I'm trying like, what in the hell is he talking about?
I do feel like some exes do feel like they own you.
Yes. Oh, okay. I know why you using me. Okay.
Because I've had exes feel away that I was dating somebody before. I'm like, oh, that's my cousin. Well, you need to talk to your cousin. That's who owe you loyalty. I don't owe you anything. Right. We're not together.
I actually had that, just real quick. I had somebody try to talk to me that said that they wanted to talk to me all this time, and I finally like he had a little glow up. I was like, oh, let me do my shot. So I shot my shot, and he told me he had already liked me, but like 2 days later, he was like, well, we can't really get up because my cousin like you. Never met this man in my life. Never met this man in my life. And then he happened to be a booger wolf, so I was really like, oh, no.
Don't hit me with that. You might as well not even. Why even talk to me?
I was gonna say it actually turned me off. I was like, you know what? Y'all both can sleep with each other.
Y'all both can just.
So why even? I'm attracted to you. Clearly, we vibing,
and you're attracted to me too.
You could have just not dealt with me at all. Fuck that.
Like, wasting my time, like really, literally waiting 2 days ago. I was like, that's what you want to tell me, boy? No. My cousin likes you. Okay, well, fuck you and your cousin.
My thing with that though is, I get it to an extent because like we friends, right? Let's say we all are single, and there's somebody who saw somebody first and was like, "Oh, I like him." Okay, girl, you got first dibs. You got first dibs.
Yeah. You better hope he catch.
Right? Because if he don't like you, girl, or it don't work out, there's nothing on him that says I can't I can't talk to him. And I think that
And it's weird to me to even put that boundary on there even after the fact. You know
come
what I'm saying?
on, like I think that since y'all were never serious, y'all didn't work out, y'all never had slept together. Like, boy, you don't own the boy.
Right.
So I feel like if he want to talk to me or want to talk to one of your other friends, then no, let us.
Yeah, and that's common, and it's gonna be. And I'll say this, I guess, maybe once again we have to navigate. We talk about this on the show all the time. We have to navigate spaces and things differently because of a smaller community or things like that.
Yeah,
being
gay-
black and gay.
community.
But that happened for us, and necessarily a conversation didn't have to happen, but it happened. But dated somebody who used to,
Oh, you talking about me and you? Yeah,
yeah,
I did not care.
yeah, and it was.
I tried to convince him to date somebody I used to date. He wouldn't do it.
Nope.
I want them together so bad.
Oh,
no, that was not gonna work.
He just didn't want him. But
wow, what happened?
they wasn't gonna work.
No,
It was probably you.
No, it was. It didn't
was
even
just a
get. We
dream
didn't even
I
get to a
had.
space to even be in that space because I just wasn't like physically attracted to him. He's not my
definitely not
type
your type
at all.
And
Down
honestly, I don't
to
even think y'all
everything.
personalities.
I'm about to say down
So
to
what made
everything.
you even try to hook him up?
Okay,
then?
so back then I was really young. I didn't really give a fuck about.
Oh,
his
you was that
personalities or nothing.
friend.
I was just happy that
Your
I
friend was
finally
talking
had a
about-
gay friend. He finally came out. I was happy my other friend finally came out because even when I dated him, it wasn't like that. Like
I was going to say a
We was-
term, but I don't know how. Is this TV PG or what's this giving?
We give the real.
Okay.
oh,
All right.
we give it
So I was gonna say you was giving fag hag teas.
pretty much. I was just happy
I used to
had
call
two
her
gay
that
friends
before I
and
got
used
politically
to-
correct.
Huh.
I said I used to call you that all the time before I call myself being politically correct.
Politically
Oh,
where
yeah.
over here?
I don't.
Politically who over here? Not my ass.
Child, some of these shows, depending on how much alcohol we drink, the political correctness goes
Out the
out
window.
the window.
For him and for me.
Ooh, that one show where you came in hot.
Ooh, I don't know what you're talking about.
I was overdrive PC that day. Like, ooh,
Oh.
let's reel it in.
Oh.
Listen.
Oh.
Lucky we made up before this one. I know that.
But no, he wasn't my type. But I think depending on the relationship, because I get the people who I'm trying to put myself in their shoes who care about their exes, right? Like 4 exes ago, Jamal single, he want to go date. He would never, but like he want to go date Chaz. Have at it, Jack. Like I no longer I have fun.
Yeah.
Like
I just can't get into it with people that put boundaries that were never even there. I've had people even in the community and friends of mine in the community that have gotten mad that I slept with somebody that the boy didn't even recognize them, and so they slept with my like someone that was like close and they knew was close to me. I've had
So
that happen to
petty.
me twice.
That's really
Twice. It is very petty, and you know, not to again make it about me, but that's kind of the reason why I'm such a
this
stern
is your experience. We all tell our experience, not making it about you. Like
Uh-huh.
saying what.
No, just that's kind of like part of my makeup because it's kind of hard to be around people when it's just so easy for people to like do that type of shit, you know?
Because if you're really friends with somebody, like there's just
Like,
things you
But
wouldn't.
like almost like
do.
brothers, and then you could just switch up like that. Like how that's
I do think because I take friendship, as you know, like very seriously because my
Same.
friends are the most, believe it or not, constant stay in my life outside of like my cousins who are like my best friends as well.
Which is my cousin.
But
as well.
like I've had shaky relationships with family outside of like my cousins, the 4 or 5 I grew up with, and just was trying to establish new friendships before like the last 3 or 4 years. So I really cherish it because it means a lot to me.
Yeah.
And I don't want to stab nobody in their back. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I know each friend is different, and I just basically the point I'm trying to get to is I don't care how many friends you got or how many different relationships you got. You know your friends, and even though they all have different boundaries, I just can't imagine. Like, okay, I know this one gonna be okay with this, but this one not. So I even tailor the way I say stuff when I want it to be received based on the friend. Like I know, okay, she's super sensitive, so I'm gonna say it like this. Me and him, we go back and forth. Like cats and dogs. I'm gonna give it to him straight like how I want to say it. You know what I'm saying? So you do that with your friendships, and so to me, there's no excuse for crossing boundaries, especially friendships that are longer than like 5 years.
Unless
Get
it's
your
a
life.
new boundary that has never been crossed, I feel like it depends on the situation. But like, remember recently, he had to get me together. We had to set a new boundary because I ain't gonna go full into it. But me and his husband are developing our own friendship, and a bitch kind of had jumped to conclusions and was ready to jump on his neck about some things. And he
Typical
was like,
Cancer.
"Wait a minute, bitch."
What I told her was that
At least hear both
hear
sides of the
me out
story.
before you make a decision on who's right and who's wrong, because you're saying stuff and you haven't heard what I had to say. Now, if I say what I have to say and you like, bitch, you're
feel
still
that
wrong,
way,
then
that's different.
that's fine.
Right.
But
Yeah.
don't tell me I'm wrong when you've only heard one side of a
But you
story.
also have to be
And that's in
receptive,
anything
too,
with friendships too.
because
Yeah.
I appreciated the feedback and I received it, and it was, very much, not only accepted, but it was applied to the next time it happened because it's been put to the test a few times since then. And I was like, you ain't gonna give me this time. But yeah, sometimes you do still have to set new parameters, even when it's been, a friendship for a real long time.
Well, I
or
ain't never been
whatever.
married before. So, I mean, I feel like when you step into different spaces in life for things that are new, like we were just saying, when things are new, you're entitled to, find your footing. You know what I'm saying? With stuff when it's new, when it's your first time doing something.
Absolutely.
So,
I'm
but
not
I
talking
just,
about you. I'm talking about more so for me though.
but I'm just saying in general, I'm talking to everybody because I feel like that same concept applies between any type of relationship.
Yes.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? If I come to you and say Jamal was talking shit about you behind your back, you don't go to Jamal and cuss him out.
Why not?
You go to Jamal and ask him
But
what was
so
said
I heard.
to get his side of the story. Well,
Good,
I'm
why
not gonna
not?
lie to you. But I was just saying, like,
That's a very loyal. I
Choose a
get
different
where it's
friend.
coming from. Exactly.
Right.
I get it because impulsively I'm like, oh bitch, where she at?
Because if he said, I'm gonna automatically probably be like, what the
What the
fuck?
fuck? Oh, we on our way.
Choose a different friend.
Like,
No.
and now that
Let's
goes
have a
back to what you
chat.
were saying, like, okay, bitch, I know not to tell her because she gonna jump ship.
Right.
I do. But I can tell her she actually
Right.
like dissect the situation.
Because Alex is going to be my other best friend. She's going to be more level-headed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It
So
depends, because she also the one that holds the grudge longer too.
she does. She's like Phaedra, not in the fake phony way,
Not
but
the
like
phony
in
fake
a
But it's probably in
aspect
those
of-
ways like where the situation like is confirmed. Y'all talked about it's confirmed, and she has a grudge over it. Maybe she may not have a grudge over something that she don't even know nothing about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, she definitely know the details.
Yeah. So I could understand that. It would be done.
But see,
Oh, I ain't
that's
say
what
she was
I am
wrong.
the worst person. I have forgiven people, and people be like, "How the
Ooh, I
fuck?"
be wanting to smack this
I
shit
cannot
out of him.
hold a
He be
grudge.
some of the
Again,
people he done
I
forgave.
cannot.
Oh my
couldn't have been-
god.
Again, you could not have been my friend and you jumped me like that.
You ain't never forgave nobody like that.
No.
No, I'm just saying, like,
No.
I get what was
Nobody
going
who
on.
whooped my ass and who jumped me. Aside from the Sinistry boys.
I
I
know.
didn't-
This boy is
Wasn't
violent.
like that.
This boy is violent.
I have a
No,
pass.
but
Accept your pass.
But even like it's good that you guys have that and you guys can dissect and talk about those type of things because like I had a friendship that was 10 years plus, and again it
Couldn't
just
talk about it.
it just really messed me up when the loyalty was tested, the boundaries was tested, and it was again like the conversation wasn't even had. It was like it just happened. I was like, oh okay, so this is just what it is. But because of who I am, I always tell people that I don't start shit, but I'm definitely gonna finish it.
Definitely a finisher.
I would definitely finish it. I'm gonna show you how it's done.
But I just want to connect it because we're talking about friendship breakups too because that happens.
Mhm.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
I say this in my relationships, coming to what you just said, that also can apply to my I'm sorry, relating to what you just said, that also can apply to my friendships as well. Because truth be told, you don't want to argue with me. So
Definitely don't.
like don't put yourself in a position, because especially with my friendships, I'm really, really, really intentional.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I'm really,
Yes,
really
yes, yes,
intentional.
yes, yes. I
Please
feel
do
that.
not make me hurt your feelings.
Yes.
Because I'm gonna go there. So I get why somebody wouldn't want to, because we probably have that same energy. I get why somebody might not want to be like, I'm just gonna tip on out before Donnie noticed that I'm been tipped out.
Stories up. So I had a situation where my best friend at the time basically moved in with my ex. Yes.
Ooh, Lord. We're getting into it.
Oh yeah, that I have to say that because like I think that a lot of people have a preconceived notion that I just be like going off the deep end out of nowhere.
I knew better. I just
and that's kind of where it stemmed from. So what I go back to what I said. I don't start shit, but I'll finish it. So he did what he did, and I did what I did. He did what he did because I also know that like they also had dealings with each other prior to me. So that's the one red flag. Then y'all move in. That's the second red flag. Don't tell me that's the third red flag. You don't owe me anything, but I thought we were friends. You know what I'm saying? 10 years. Come on.
Right.
So that's 4. So I was like, oh, okay. So y'all just gonna give me this whirlwind of shit? All right, I got you. So me and said ex best friend had an ex of his in mine, I guess. He was my friend. It was his ex. We slept together the next day, and I told him about it in his face.
That's exactly what I would have did, or I would have recorded
the next day. I'm not yes. Because I'm with Donnie. Like, you don't want these problems with me. I don't start shit. I'm a very loyal person. Who wouldn't want to have a friend like me? I might talk a lot of shit, but it's always intentional.
Mm-hmm.
So when you do shit like that and then think it's okay, again, you made me feel like I was told 10 years. Come on.
Yeah, and I was gonna ask, it's hard because I'm hearing things that like I don't necessarily disagree with or whatever. I think everything is just situational. But I guess the question, the follow up with that, and it's for everyone. So, absolute, like it's one of those things. Like, I guess it's not a wrong or right because you can either go there or you can choose to be like, that hurts, and it sucks that you would do that, but I know who I am. And I still wouldn't do that type of thing.
I'm very big on don't let somebody else's character determine yours. But let me tell you something. I do feel like if you do something, it's in you to do. You can't cheat because somebody cheated on you because it's in you to cheat, clearly, because you cheated. But
well, then if that's the case, then that says a lot about myself because I was at a space where I could have killed this man. And I don't want to talk like I'm a violent person either, but that shit took me so. That shit took violence. Me so. Okay. I used to tell my friends all the time, like, bitch, I have pictured almost 100 scenarios of me kicking this bitch door down and beating his ass.
That's how you know when you're mad, when you daydream about it. Like
yes, bro. I never
go through it like this.
I've never daydreamed. I've never had an opportunity to even feel like that. So when it happened, I did not know how to assess that shit. I didn't know how to deal with it. Like I would have been in jail and would have not regretted whatever I done.
But see, this is the thing though. I feel like because I get you because I feel like that was your get back. And what I'm saying is that don't play with me because it's in my character to get you back.
I guess that's the better way to look at it because I'm not a violent person.
Because you didn't put your
hands on anybody. Hands on them,
and so that would be my get back to. Oh, you want to sleep with my man? Okay, I'm
it's in me to get you back,
or your man, whatever. It's in me to do that to you. So that's a part of who I am because I'm very big on an eye for an eye around this motherfucker. So
and just hold accountability. Accountability, but you did that.
You go. So and then the moment you be like, oh, you slept with.
Yeah, I did. But you know why I did it.
Tell me, that's my favorite thing to say. Tell me why I did it.
Tell me why I did it.
Tell me why.
You know exactly
why. You want to be
a
victim so bad. Tell me why.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. I mean, and I don't. That's what's like. I don't disagree with it. It really was just like the processing because I can understand, especially if you've never been in that situation and trying to figure it out. And it's this like duality of like I can get the feeling of like, well. Clearly you set the tone or expectation of like, I'm nothing to you at this point. So like, I'm going to, treat it as such, which is what I'm hearing what happened with, ex-best friend,
even in that
ex-partner, whatever, like you laid these cards out. So I'm just playing my cards too. Cause clearly, you don't give a fuck about me. And then there's like the moral, I guess, side of it. It's just like,
what's morally wrong with okay, so clearly we don't have no morals.
And that's why I brought it up.
I guess maybe I'm wrong in how I was taking that in from what you said, Jamal. But I guess for me, like I took that as like morally, like how could you? You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like
you talking about the person that slept that did it that's retaliating, or the person that did it in the first place?
the person that did it in the first place.
Oh yeah, morally, I agree with
I
that.
was
But
like-
I don't
like-
know you. You might as well be a stranger to me. So sleeping with your man, your ex, what that mean?
Yeah.
Well, how is that morally wrong? I don't know you. Clearly, I don't, because the person I knew wouldn't sleep with my. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
that's-
you're a clone. Who are you?
right.
Like,
I
and
don't
then-
know you.
And then
clearly.
it goes back. It goes back to what we were saying about how people be false flagging too, because that same ex that apparently I slept with, I had forgot that they had never even slept with each other. They just were cool.
Dated. Oh.
I mean, it don't change too much, but it's just like you laid it on pretty thick for you to be like into this boy, and he ain't even featured you like that prior to me. No Sade.
Mm-hmm.
But moving on.
Well, I actually think, to be completely honest, that friendship breakups are harder.
They are
than relationship.
and not. Yes.
And I'm not saying that's not to say relationship breakups are easy. That's not to say that at all. But friendship, I had a friend. We were close for like 4 or 5 years. You know, he used to live in Illinois. He used to always come up here, and I to this day don't know why we're not friends anymore, and that bothers me.
I have a friend that recently that just happened to me just now, and we
Just stop.
another
Stop
friend. Yeah, swear to God, like, well, I'll say that we were already growing apart, but then like I noticed the change. And me being me, I'm not going to just let it fall. I'm going to be like, especially if you're my friend, I should be able to come to you about this if I'm feeling some type of way about it. So I came to him about it, and he just was very nonchalant. Like he kept telling me that there was nothing wrong, but I'm like, no, when you sense that shit, and it was like strong. So, and the biggest thing that I hate, whether it was the situation I just told you about and this one, I hate being made to look like I'm tripping.
Oh.
Because that makes me mad. That really riles me up because it's like, just acknowledge it. You see it. Let's get past this. Whether we either cool
I'm glad
or
he didn't play in my face like that, because I would send text, he wouldn't respond, and he dated another mutual friend of ours. So I had asked him about it because they were in a relationship, and he's like, I'll ask him or whatever. And then he came back to me. He was like, when I asked him, he was just like, oh, people grow apart. People grow up. I didn't pay for your car to get out of impoundment. Same. I didn't pay for you to get back. No, it's not. I'm not. I'm that's behind me. Tom trying to get me because Tom. You got to remember back in these days when I was fighting all the time. I was a stick skinny. I will fuck somebody up these days. I ain't got time to be going to jail.
Not you gonna land on
right.
Because he definitely gonna.
Like, I don't
right.
I don't have time. Like, the extra strength is there. So I don't want to fight nobody.
Yeah,
I don't want to fight nobody because I don't want to go to I want to do shit with my life.
Yeah, you don't want to go back to that place.
So, but no, I've done so much for this man to just people just grow apart for no reason. Like tell me what I guess
for me, I'm
mad.
fine with that statement, but just say something. Like that was the problem that I was having. It's like you making me feel like you keep saying that there's nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong.
And I'm telling you, like, this is and I'm expressing you this is how I'm feeling. Like you don't ever make me feel like my feelings don't matter. So why now?
But you know what? The reason why I had an issue with that statement in my situation is because
Literally
people wasn't growing apart when you needed help. When you established yourself and when you went back to school and you got your job, then people grow apart.
They want to.
We wasn't growing apart. We were friends for like 5 years.
Yeah, he wasn't
your car out of impound. When you needed your food paid for,
he couldn't have been.
When you needed weed, motherfucker,
alcohol.
Ooh,
But I fed this nigga when I had my first place. I fed this nigga was like, I want to come to Milwaukee because again he didn't live here. He lived in like the outskirts of Illinois. So he would come and he'd be like, I don't have no gas. I don't have no nothing to eat. I don't have no drink. I don't have no weed. I'm like, well, I don't smoke. Hit Brittany up for the weed. I'll get us a big bottle. I'll pay for us something to eat, and I'll put gas in your tank when you get here.
When I borrowed him the money to get his car out of impound, I had told that man I had to get into it with my husband to get you this money. So make sure you pay me this money back because me and him really got into it over this, and it was important for me to help you. To me. Never paid me back.
Wow.
And then just completely slapped me in the face and said I never did nothing for that motherfucker.
Yeah, they got into the same person. And they got into it before. They got into it.
I'd have whooped his ass. Yeah,
I've not seen that man since then.
It was
I don't know
funny.
if there's any friend.
Well,
If I'm married, I don't know if there's any friend that I would like put my marriage on the line for, because it's like that's a
not on the
boundary that you're
line.
crossing. You crossing a whole boundary.
Yeah.
That's a threshold. Fuck a boundary.
That's why, truth be told, I was apprehensive when Maul and Berto came around, because I'm like, Lord, here we go the fuck again.
Yeah, this is my first gay friend.
I cannot have another situation like last time. Thank
Berto's
the
definitely
Lord.
the 360 of that.
It's always Jamal. So I'm like, thank the Lord.
I don't even know how
that person had to die for us to.
I can't thank God enough. This is my brother now. Berto, me and him been taking for the last couple days.
Berto's a vibrant, so I love that boy.
Dude,
now
but
I had real friendships with real ass fucking people.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But that first time, that shit was a few
that was my first gay friend. That was my first gay friend. My first trip around the road.
A friend of mine, when I fell out with my ex best friend, and
ain't nobody friend of you.
That's I am tall.
I have to pee.
You deserved all of that. No, but yes.
I'm just playing, so you know I'm a shit talking one.
I really don't feel bad about all the shit that I be talking, because you are a cut up.
They on purpose.
Yeah.
He like shit he know gonna piss people off.
Yeah.
Dude. That's why
But,
if you pay attention to his statuses, if I comment and I say, "Oh, you shaking the table today," or something to that effect, this motherfucker is literally pissing people off just to sit back and laugh.
And because I know that about him, and because we even get into, like, he said something about Brandy, and I just laugh because I know what he's trying to do. But then it still be that one instance like, oh, bitch, you really trying.
Listen, that's why I was like, I'm happy you was around, because I've been doing this since the first grade. I'm tired of arguing with him.
But I love it. Like, I love that.
Because it's been Moesha, Kim Parker, Moesha, us back and forth forever. Like,
but no, to back to it real quick to what you were saying. I had a friend tell me when I fell out with my ex best friend that they said that sometimes people sit back and they just be envious of you.
Yeah.
And they sit there and just imagine that they can do stuff that you've been doing better than you. And they leech off of that and take advantage of that. So
now that I think about it, I didn't even know y'all was friends like that. Like before, like I'm trying to think back to like the podcast event.
Oh,
and stuff
prior
like
to that. Yeah, he's been my friend 10 plus years.
Yeah, that's great. Like y'all out together, I would have never guessed that.
Same.
See, I guess they had a podcast together. They actually created a space for this opportunity to even happen.
Yeah.
I met him through them.
Yeah. And I was just gonna comment on like a lot of that too, because I like this all I think ties into the friendships are just hard to friendship breakups or ending are just a hard thing to deal with as well too. And sometimes even harder because of that. And when I hear the story with the ex gay friend of Donnie and Brittany and things like that, that is like shitty. But I guess the way to look at all this, or even your situation, Richard, and the situations I've had, I guess it really is a part of a life. And I think because of the people that we are and intentional with friendships, it is not even that we're naive, because I don't think any of us are naive. None of us are naive.
But honestly, that's what it made me feel like. Like,
I'm not gonna lie.
I've never had a situation like that happen to me. I've had best friends where we fell out, but like their attitude was consistent, so I respected that. Like, I have a friend right now that is so fucking petty. Shout out to you, Nico. I love you. So petty because he petty, and that's why I can say that he's so petty. I had to step back because he's so petty.
Right.
But he's consistently him. You know what I'm saying? Like I know that to be. He's still a good friend past all of that, and he's always been a good friend to me past all of that.
I have a friend
versus that other person who literally 10 years I've never saw that shit coming. Like, but you just hit me with a bat.
Yeah, being blindsided is one of the worst.
I think that was the thing that got me the most. So when I was blindsided by it, I didn't know how to handle it.
Yeah, and I agree, and I think it is a hard thing. I've had people that I'm no longer friends with, and even with that situation with y'all, Donnie, and things like that, because you do these things because you are genuine. You're a genuine person, and you do see the good in people or what you think is good, and then it takes a moment of like, actually, it wasn't.
The fucked up part about it, though, to me, is the part that pisses me off, is when you're blindsided and you heal from that situation, or think you've healed from that situation, or try to heal from that situation, you fucking new friendships that could be everything make you think twice. So is this person being fucking real? Is this person really who they say they are? And
That's what I'm
that is fucked up because
experiencing
it
right
could have
now.
you robbed of
Yes, that's what
potential.
I'm experiencing right now and that's literally the reason why I dimmed down my party alone, let alone like I had, I think I invited.
Yes, I was invited.
You said it's like relationship PTSD. Wow.
What happened before will happen again, will cause you to either A, not even allow that space to be there, or B, be so guarded on everything that you don't know what's genuine anymore.
Yeah. And I guess
fucked up.
that's what I'm kind of going through because
You know the world struggling with mental health right now. Why would you do that to somebody?
yeah,
Like
we all going through a general situation right now with this
Yes.
epidemic, and then you gonna pound this on me too? Fuck you, bitch.
Yeah. I mean,
I would say I definitely, I like genuinely am a lot better than I was. But again, if we're having this conversation now, I have to be honest. I was blindsided by that shit. Like,
yeah.
I saw that coming 10 years plus, and then
Always worse when you never
it
saw it.
irritated me because like people were coming to me after the fact, telling me like, I told you he was this, I told you he was that.
Oh, I hate that. I wouldn't even do that to my friend. I'm sorry. I hate that I told you so.
You just gotta just let
if you drill something in your friend enough, I'll have to say I told you so because you probably thinking of yourself like King been saying over and over fucking again, don't trust this motherfucker.
Well, yeah, like when me and Whitney fell out or whatever. You had already warned me when I first told you we was getting cool. You was like, bitch. You go to high school. You make sure you stay on your P's.
That's a cancer thing. I think we do have a little naivety in us a little bit because
I always wanted to
see the good and see the good in people and all of that. Like,
I don't think not people grow, but people don't change. I think there's a difference.
Oh, you better say that. I guess
think,
I didn't know. I guess I didn't notice the changes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or the changes. Like I didn't notice that shit. That person grew.
But they don't change. Who you are at your essence is who you probably gonna be.
That is stuck in my head the entire time. So when we did fall out again, it was like, well, bitch, I was prepared. Like, see you. Like, it was one of them moments.
But I never told you. I never say, see, I told you not to get close to her. I never, you know what I'm saying?
I was so thinking, like, my brother gave me that motherfucking advice, and I'm happy I followed it.
I think that when me and that person got like reacquainted to do the podcast, yeah, there was a situation that happened that I was in my head, and it was so crazy. I was like taken back, but it was a situation that happened. I was like, where the fuck did this even come from? Like, why did he basically did something? We was getting ready to shoot the podcast at the first time. We had to take a break before we actually launched it. And we were gonna do like a soft launch, so we had like a whole thing planned. Like it was gonna be everything. This nigga goes to jail the next day. The next goes to jail. He had an OWI. He went to jail.
I remember.
Oh, see, okay, yeah, and now mind you, I can't do anything because he has all the credentials to everybody. Like, so I can't even run this event. And in my headspace, I'm like, bitch, I would have never done that. So I guess the reason why I'm saying all this is to say that should have been. I wish I had somebody in my corner to tell me, like, bitch, I told you. She late.
She's late.
She's late. Like, I really wish somebody would have told me that because it would have let me at least know that like certain things you just can't handle or you just really don't give a fuck about.
You know, I try to stay neutral and everything with that, but I just want to say if that's type of stuff you're gonna do, you might want to be careful down there doing because up here it's a little bit more lenient than down there. You go to jail for real down there. They don't play.
Oh, you talking about down south?
Yeah.
Oh, well, we're girls. She probably on meth now, so she can go to jail for that. I told y'all I came down here on business.
Well, I'm finna come to Chicago.
You know, regardless of me being neutral, right? I can't be mad at him because it's so mean.
Oh, I'm definitely not.
It's so mean. It's just like I gotta tell you who we pissed off with the last podcast too. Don't let me forget to tell you who we made mad, child. I'll tell you too, and I everybody off camera, but this big man. Oh, you weren't even here in the last show, but he's big man. But You'll be all right.
Oh, I definitely need to know that. Who made?
I
Yeah.
can't wait.
Oh, yeah, I want to hear this too.
Right.
So the
And I
last
want to hear,
episode
hear
made.
when they hear this podcast.
I like
So I can check on myself.
I like
So,
to
so the last episode made this mysterious person mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were talking about navigating breakups, and I guess one of the breakups I described that they were able to conclude that it was them, and they didn't like some of the things that I said.
Oh, so
I
it was
think
one of your.
I might have used the name too. I have to go back and watch it myself.
Yeah, I mean, those things happen. That
I'm gonna
happened.
spare
You
her.
know.
I ain't gonna say no names.
None of
but-
my exes, other than Shannon, none of them keep tabs on me like
Maybe
that.
not. They could ask their good girlfriends.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you blocked or whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
Know the network. They know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be some things that was said this episode.
Oh yeah, that's just a part of getting on the mic.
Yeah.
And
what I said wasn't no bullshit.
Pretty
Like,
nice to all of my exes.
But this probably for all of
They
us.
damn near non-existent.
You still what?
I'm still cordial with all my exes. I think that like the situation made me just kind of be again. I'd say I'm not mad, but I don't need you in my space.
Yeah. I'm cool.
I think
with
it
all-
looks different based on being gay or straight. I think.
so.
No, it's. I think it's more.
I think it depends on the respect of the relationship.
There we go.
Because
That's
like
what I'm looking for.
like when me and Doug first started dating when we was 19, Darius had commented on the first picture we ever took together and said something ignorant about like, I know Doug is enjoying them titties or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah, some real disrespectful OC. And then he never said nothing else after that or whatever. And then years later, we all were at a mutual friend's wedding together, and we all, me, him, Doug, and Ryan Nelson, we all sat there and we took a couple shots together, and it was very amicable, very cool. It was like old friends seeing each other because him and my husband actually knew each other. They used to party together in college or whatever before me and my husband met.
Okay.
So they had their own relationship, so I guess it was a little different, but it was still disrespectful.
yes.
So we was all able to have drinks or whatever at this wedding just I think last summer. Now I got another ex that has been stalking me for past 10, 11 years, maybe.
His name is.
and ain't no talking to him
Yeah.
because you didn't disrespected the relationship too many times. You surpassed boundaries too many times. So me and you, we can't be cool.
I think we talked about that when Terrell was here because we were saying that like it does depend on the boundaries of the relationship with the ex. If it's the ex that like also to your point, if it's ex want you back, like and the only reason they're friendly is because they still hold on to this idea of y'all, regardless of
Because
what you're doing.
that's where I was gonna go with that comment that he made. It was like, why would you even think that was respectful?
Right.
Exactly.
But then mind you, this is what we got to put in perspective too, though, when it comes to her stories and what she says is that
We were
they met
19.
at 19.
Yeah.
So this is like not
That
That's why a whole 10
for lack of a
years
better word,
later-
immaturity of the.
Yeah, that's why a whole 10 years later we can all sit and take, shots
it'd be
together.
different being
My
29,
other
30
ex
saying
has
that
been
shit. Like,
consistent. First of all, he's older than me. My other ex, he's older than me, and it's been consistent through the whole relationship. Dude only had that one, situation at one time or whatever.
Mm.
But then that also goes into like, okay, keeping it all the way 100.
but fuck Darius.
Recently,
How about
my
that?
husband just got in trouble for talking to one of his exes. And remember when I told you when I found out, what did I keep fucking saying? That ex. Out of all your exes, you gonna talk to that ex. You have exes that you can talk to that I'm not gonna have issue with, but you gonna talk to the last bitch you used to talk to before me.
Why?
I don't give a fuck what the reason was.
I
All I
would've
had
been-
to do was see her
Because it's
name,
just like
and that was enough.
again, it's just so.
I don't care what the
It-
content
like,
was.
and
I
this
don't
is
care
my
if it was
PC
good
face.
morning, how's your day?
Yeah, but it's
I
just
don't
like
give a
my
fuck.
mind will be running because it's again like, why? Why would you?
Exactly.
You know, nigga, you know.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
like, come on, why?
Exactly.
It will make that's the point I'm trying to make. Like it makes you question so at least for me, it made me question so much when you switch up like that. We've had this conversation. You know how I feel about this bitch. And you still, bitch, we got a problem.
Oh, let me tell you something.
And this
It
is my
became-
PC face.
It became two can play that game in my house. I was cackling on the phone. My mama like, you got to check them. Like, no, nigga, you got me fucked up. Like, listen, Listen.
And that
You
you know
heard
that
me,
that's
Don't play
that's
that
my
shit.
petty trait because it's like, oh, anything you can try to do, I can do better. Don't.
Oh, I
Oh
love
no, I
that.
ain't do that. I ain't quite do that.
No.
I did.
But let me
But
have
I was
found out.
playing games the other way,
Let me
though.
find out. Let me
Like,
find out. Oh, you want to text your
no,
ex
because
and
you
have
know what?
okay.
Being married, I feel like for me, you ain't never gonna get a chance to try to embarrass me and be like that bitch was doing the same thing I was doing. No. What you gonna tell them is that bitch stopped cooking. She stopped doing my laundry. She ain't talking to me. Like you gonna have other shit. She threw my tennis shoes in the street. You gonna have some other shit to say. But that you not ever gonna be able to go back to nobody and be like, well, she cheated on me too, or she did
Shit,
this too.
fucking with me, you
Fuck
will.
that.
I get it though because it's like
Fuck that.
you don't
It'd be
want that.
different if
You
he
don't
was
want
just
that
my
type of
boyfriend,
eye
but
for
as my
eye
husband,
spite on
yeah.
your record.
Yeah.
Like if I'm
Yeah.
not spiteful, let me be spiteful in
I
this
know.
way.
But that's that spite and thing that I was talking about with. But
Sorry,
continue,
Mom.
Brittany, sorry. No, I was just gonna say, but then that made me go back to the friendship thing, and we were talking about like what is okay, when is it okay to be spiteful, when is it not? Because yeah, I'm hearing like
But
you
I
know,
Just
feel
the
like as long
conversation.
as
See, I
I
had to
ain't bust
then.
you in
He
your
forgot who
shit,
the fuck I was.
then shit, I could do it, whatever what you did or what. Don't because what I really should be doing is beating your ass.
For real.
So if I'm not doing that, then
For
you
real.
need to take whatever it is I
real.
decide to do.
Because from a more sane point of view, it starts with the conversation. Our banter, our relationship, like dictates that there's boundaries set already without it even being said. So when again you cross that boundary, knowing we don't even have to have this conversation, but you
Right.
know, you fucking know,
And that's how I felt.
and now we go into Donnie's explanation, bitch. I'm beating your ass.
Listen,
Like that's and no shade. Like, and that's why, not again to go back into it, but that's why I did what I did. Like I'm only provoked. I'm only acting when I am provoked.
exactly.
Do not provoke me. I always tell people that do not provoke me
Yep.
because I'm gonna show you how it's
We
done.
crazy, right? We gonna turn it the fuck up, especially at Kent. Well, no, Pisces too.
It's
we
the
gonna
water
turn it the
sign.
fuck
We're gonna
up.
flow. We're gonna flow right to you.
Right.
That water
We
gonna
gonna
flow
bring
to
the
you.
flow with us as
Okay.
we flowing to you too.
And don't let it be on me, okay?
Baby,
That part,
listen.
it
Like,
definitely
Like dead
can
ass.
be.
Like that. Like you just can't do that type of shit. Like we too emotional. We too in touch with our feelings.
Yep.
We too in touch with ourselves
And
to be
that's all
having
I
to
kept saying,
have
too.
people like that disrespect us like that.
Yep. And that's all I kept
Yeah.
saying. I don't know why he playing with me.
When you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, and then I also heard
And
like
then that's why, like when that girl that passed away, when people were trying to tell me, like, I was like, why would she inbox me like this?
That was, and I said
Oh, that
that
situation.
Yeah.
Child.
I said that too.
Now
Like,
this my
if you
PC
dying,
face.
if you're dying, don't you want to die in peace? Like, why are you provoking arguments and doing shit that you
When I say I
know?
was everything but a
Yeah.
child of God,
Yes.
don't
If you know that
you're
dying,
gonna
if
die, you have an
requesting for them to
expiration
pull
date
the plug
set.
on your ass, you have an expiration date literally set.
Oh
for
my
real.
god.
Why would you spend your last days in peace?
Oh my god.
Well, she knew who to argue with, goddamn it.
Oh well, baby, she was gonna have a stroke at that point. You know what? Let me stop. Let's get too dark. I'm sorry.
I just want to say, Lord, forgive me for laughing.
I swear, because I didn't mean to go there, but shit.
But no, she was very disrespectful to me, and it was just my natural response to be like, "Bitch."
And I tried to be like, King, don't make no status. Fuck
And you know,
that.
it's late because when he came to us about it, I was on his
Yes.
coattails about it. Like, get her. You ever seen the meme with the Dark Vader on the other side? I was giving all of that
Yes, she
energy.
was. And I'm like,
Get her.
Lord, he just don't even know.
Get her. I don't even care. Get her. She disrespected you.
But I'm just saying, when people that was just an example of like, girl, you know who you're dealing with. Like, don't.
Yeah, don't
And
poke
then,
the bear.
and then you want to bring my mother.
my mother.
My
You want to talk about my mother?
My mother with your
When
wig.
it comes to my
That's like a man with a fucking wig on.
It's the quotes for me.
It goes down to my mother.
mother,
RuPaul fucking Rapunzel looking ass bitch.
Oh, Jesus.
Child, fix it.
Yeah, but again, to go back to you, Jamal, that spiteful thing really does depend because I know me, I don't want to be that way.
Right.
yeah.
But I
It
will
take a
be.
lot out of
Take
you.
a lot.
It took a lot out of you. And, like, I get the shaking, and shit, and it, like it consumed me. I really have to bring myself out. I really have to pray myself out of it. Like God, please calm me down, because I feel like I'm going crazy. I'm shaking, and that's how you know I'm upset. And I used to hate when I would start shaking. People would think I was scared. I'm like, oh, it's the total opposite.
No, that means back the hell up.
Yeah, please, because I don't even think I got full control when
that's a scary thought, because when that shit happened, that's exactly where my headspace was. I told y'all, like, I wasn't bullshitting. I could have killed that boy and went in jail and would not have regretted that shit. I don't know if it would have been a pride thing or what, but I'd have been like, girl, she deserved it. Is that what it is?
He said pride, no pun intended.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm prideful then, because that's exactly. And again, to go back, I don't want to feel like that though. You know what I'm saying? Like, just
you wouldn't have probably regretted it in the moment. You would have eventually probably, because you would have been like, I fucked up my life for this.
Oh, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously. But the hoes in jail would have never known that. I'd have been like, she deserved it. in my bunk bed cells, crying my eyes out.
I heard now in jail that they got an area for us. Like, we don't have to be with the gym pop.
I want to be with the gym pop.
I
want to play spades with the trade.
Right. I was waiting on you. Gym pop.
We gotta go.
Oh,
yeah. Time has definitely slipped away.
What happens when you're having fun? The time fly.
Yes.
I gotta get dressed for tonight. Did you invite Richard? Oh, are you coming?
Richard gonna be there anyway.
I'm just hoping. I hope y'all not friends with none of my coworkers, but I'm supposed to be at work today.
No, we literally everybody we going with. I think you know.
Jail, so I can't post you.
I'm supposed to be at work today.
I think that everybody we going with, he knows, because it's Terrell. He don't know Alex and her dude, but I doubt you. You work with somebody named Rashad? Okay, so yeah, Alex, my best friend and her dude.
There, so
yeah.
Oh, Kirsten, I can't wait to see her.
So okay, we'll talk about that after the show, because I want to get like y'all info, or I'll just hit you up and see where y'all at. And I'll meet y'all.
Okay.
Yes. Well,
we got about 2 hours. I got to change.
It's been a very, very eventful and productive conversation.
Definitely canceled for my ass.
Right. Someone's gonna report it
so that he can redeem himself and show that he's not a spiteful bitch.
Because I'm not, y'all. Don't. I'm not a bad guy, y'all. I can be, but I'm not. I'm a sweetheart.
Yes. But of course, thank you, Richard, for popping up on the show once again.
And,
can I do a shameless plug real quick?
Yeah.
Okay, real quick. Catch my podcast on the TDR network. It's called Blurred Shit Podcast. If you're into anime, gaming, news, manga, comics, all that nerdy shit, from a Black perspective and a gay perspective, holla at me. We start July 17th, 11 a.m. on my birthday. So yeah, check us out. That's all I want.
I was actually just telling my husband that you and Jamal would make really good guests on his show, because his show is like the same type of premise.
Oh, well, Jamal's gonna be on the second episode too. So
he'll be contacted
as long as he's not doing that Carmen Sandiego shit he doing now.
Where in the world?
Right, where in the world?
Where in the world? Like, hey, y'all, I'm in a.
I'm also a good guest to have on a show about anime.
And that concludes this show.
All right, on that note, right. So he can talk shit about it, I guess.
Right. You was supposed to
because you know that's exactly what he's gonna do.
So my face give it away.
He just wanted to feel involved. That's okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's talking.
Right.
But
yeah.
Oh, go ahead. I'm gonna let you.
But I was gonna say, yes, this is another episode of Horizontal Refreshments. Definitely catch us next time. Once again, if you don't know by now, I am Jamal P.
Jamal P.
I am Don Akeem, whichever you prefer.
Britt Brat, Heart Attack, Short Stack.
Okay. Now we Big Mac Patty Whack.
Yes.
And I am the unofficial member, Buddha, the one and only.
Yes. Y'all tuned into his podcast. What did you say? What day? 17th?
Sunday, July 17th, my birthday at 11 a.m.
Yeah. Yes. I'll be watching from North Carolina.
Oh, there we go. Where we now?
So
On that note.